Hi folks, this is Nicole with Asheville Wellness Tours. Excited to introduce the latest in our complimentary series, Bite-Sized Moments of Zen. An invitation to pause wherever you are, whenever you can, and enjoy tips, practices, insights, and more from local wellness experts here from our living rooms and the forests of Asheville, North Carolina to you. This week I'm thrilled to introduce Kelly Bruce, the owner of Natural Wanders. She's a forest therapy guide and a mermaid at heart, I hear. So I'm just really excited to have you, Kelly, and we'll jump right on in if you can tell us what you do and how you came to do it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. My name's Kelly Bruce, and yes, I'm a forest therapy guide. I am certified by the Association of Nature and Forest Therapy. And my journey guiding began back in 2016 in Colorado. I was teaching snowboarding and snowshoeing to people with different cognitive and developmental disabilities through an adaptive sports program. And I often worked with the visually impaired, and so I take their snowshoe walks out in the woods and turn it into a sensory experience to help them engage all their different senses. And I just really enjoyed that experience, but it was seasonal. So when I learned about forest therapy, I instantly felt called to become a certified guide and help people connect to the natural world in all seasons. So in 2018, I began my training in Sonoma, California with the Association of Nature and Forest Therapy. And then that was followed by a 6-month intensive practicum. And I've been guiding ever since, and now doing a lot of virtual guiding.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me, this idea of, 6 months, it's intense, right? This is not like I walk into the woods and I know a tree or two. You really have some training that goes into being certified.
Right, absolutely. It's all based in Shinrin-yoku, which is forest bathing, a practice that actually started in Japan. But our American version of it actually takes it a step further, and we're really connecting not only with nature, but with each other, with ourselves, building community. And there's a lot of training that goes involved because our walks are comprised of invitations, and these invitations are designed to be very open and for people to interpret them in any way that they like. And the whole premise is that the forest is the therapist and the guide opens the door. So we want this to be a very open opportunity for everyone to enjoy. And there's a very specific language that's involved, and there's a standard sequence that's involved in this. So it's a little more than just it's a lot more than your typical nature walk. We're not identifying birds or plants. The idea is actually to get out of your thinking mind and get into your body and engage your senses.
That's all more important than ever right now. Just really grateful to know you're out there doing this work.
Absolutely. Yeah, my goal is to help people cultivate a deeper connection with nature, community, and themselves. And for me, this practice has been life-changing. I have a greater sense of self. I find so much more joy in the little things like fireflies and mountain laurel blossoms, and I feel happier and healthier. And I just really want to share that with other people and help them see the world in a new way. It really all just starts with slowing down and being present.
I would love for every one of you who's watching, viewer, to experience this at some point, because it's more than a walk in the woods, and it's a walk in the woods. It's like very accessible, everybody can do this.
It is. It's so accessible. We make sure that we choose a very gentle trail so that anyone can participate. And it's not just based in nature, it's based in scientific research that shows that nature really is good for us. I think we all inherently know that, but there's a lot of science around it that shows why it's good. And like I said, forest bathing started in Japan as Shinrin-yoku, and it really means immersing yourself in the forest atmosphere. And it kind of started back in the 80s when everybody started moving inside for their careers with the technology boom. And with this came an increase in health problems, and not just mental and physical, but just overall, it was a health crisis. And so the government got involved and started doing research to figure out what can we do to reverse this crisis. And they found that nature is really profound in its benefits. And so They started doing research on why. Why is this? They found that blood pressure, cortisol, stress, all of those baseline measures were improving when somebody goes outdoors, specifically in their forests, really deep forest. They like to recommend people walk in the Hinoki cypress forest, because these Hinoki cypress trees, and all trees for that matter, actually emit a volatile organic compound called a phytoncide. And that helps the trees protect themselves from fungus and disease. But when people breathe in these phytoncides, it actually boosts your natural killer cells. And so we're helping to boost our immunity, our white blood cell count, when we breathe in these phytoncides in any forest atmosphere. But particularly in Japan, they started having forest bathing trails in these Hinoki cypress forests. So it's beautiful, all the research that shows why nature's good for us, but I think we all feel it when we get outside.
I like that you bring up that point that these are things that we have known instinctively for a while. You know, I'm drawn to the sound of this rushing water stream, or I feel better when I'm in the forest. And phytoncides are my favorite thing to talk about, actually. When I'm on the trail with folks, I'm always thinking about their fighting inside. You know, it's an easy thing to remember. And I just, anytime I'm breathing in that pine scent, you know, if you're in a higher elevation here in the Smokies and the Blue Ridge, just like I'm helping myself. This is great. You know, it's like, not that we all need things to add to our to-do list, but at least for me, it's easier to, I guess, provide a container for why I'm participating in an experience if I give it a label. Like, I'm doing this for self-care. You know, I'm not just sitting, or I don't know.
Right. Definitely the more analytical types love to hear the scientific reason behind it. It just gives people an added incentive. I mean, we know it feels good, but the nice thing about forest bathing is it's a very mindful way of being present in the moment. And so many of us, when we're out in nature, we're on a mission. We're trying to get to the top of the mountain or to the waterfall or whatever it might be. And this is a way of really slowing down, bringing the pace down, being present in each moment and seeing all the things that surround us. And once you participate in one of these walks, you'll never look at nature quite the same. You'll notice all these tiny little things. I mean, I can't tell you, growing up, coming to North Carolina as a kid, how many times I walked by a mountain laurel blossom and never really looked at it closely and saw the intricacy of it and how beautiful it really is. They look like little tiny confections. And so that has been a really big realization for me, seeing spider webs, seeing little bugs, and all the just beautiful things that are happening all around us that we often take for granted.
Yeah, it's slowing down and unlocking joy. I am into that. That is wonderful. Well, I feel like this has been woven into the conversation we've had already, but I always like to ask, what is the heart of the mission? Like, why are you doing what you're doing?
I do it because obviously there's the nature connection aspect of forest bathing, but there's also a human connection. We're connecting to each other. The way, just to explain how it works and bring it back into this, is, you know, we do about a 2.5 to 3 hour walk with a standard sequence of invitations, but after each invitation, we circle up and we share what we're noticing. And there's this community aspect of sharing from the heart and listening from the heart. And that brings us all together in a new, profound way. And so for me, that was something that was unexpected about this practice that has actually become the heart and the beauty of the practice that I love. And it's not just sharing with each other, the other people who come on the walk, but by vocalizing what you're noticing and what you're feeling, there's actually a reconnection to your sense of self. And so we're kind of finding ourselves, you know, by going out into the woods, we're actually kind of getting lost, but we're also finding ourselves. And it's a really beautiful thing. And it's worked for me, and I've seen it work for so many people on my walks. And it's just something that I want to share. And I just want to help people to get back and to return to their true nature.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited, y'all. We're going to have a sample experience, and we get kind of an exclusive look. I haven't seen it yet because Kelly's actually going to go out deeper into the forest than she's able to with Zoom, obviously, and film a sample for us. So we'll leave a pause here for that, and we'll all look forward to seeing it. later, Kelly, is there any way that we all should prepare as we're settling in to enjoy this next clip?
Absolutely. Yeah, if you can go outdoors and find a comfortable place in your yard, or if you can't go outside, perhaps on your porch, your balcony, or even if you're confined to the indoors, maybe open a window and invite the outdoors in any way you can, even if it's just bringing in some natural elements like some plants, some ferns, or a rock or something, or if you maybe collected some seashells. Even bring those natural elements in, or focus on the natural elements in your home. And I'll guide folks through a sensory meditation, and then we'll go on a slow wander. So if you can go outside, that'd be fabulous. And if not, we're going to adapt it for folks so they can sit inside and enjoy what I'll be sharing with my screen.
Nice. Well, I am very excited. You all get ready. Here we go.
Welcome to your introduction to forest bathing and nature therapy. I'm Kelly Bruce, a forest therapy guide certified by the Association of Nature and Forest Therapy. Find a comfortable place to stand or sit in nature. This could be outside in your yard, on a porch or balcony, even in your living room next to an open window. With one headphone in and one out, connect with the land where you are. If you're indoors, I'll share with you some sights and sounds from the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina. We'll begin with a 10-minute invitation designed to explore and heighten a few of our many senses. Close your eyes or keep your gaze soft and steady as we turn our attention to our breathing. Deep, oxygen-rich inhalations and slow exhalations. Breathe in deeply, beyond your chest and lungs and into your belly. Place your hands on your abdomen and see if you can make it rise with each inhalation and fall with each exhalation. Notice how you feel in this moment. You're in a place called here, at a time called now. Surrender to this moment. Be here, now. Slowly scan your body from the crown of your head to the tips of your fingers and toes. Is there any tension you can release? Is there a stretch or an adjustment you can do to make yourself more comfortable? How does it feel to be fully supported by Mother Earth? Imagine that like a tree, you have deep roots reaching down into the earth, creating a strong foundation. Consider the possibility that we can radiate threads of connection through these roots, extending throughout the world to anyone we want to send some extra goodness to. As we begin to explore our many senses, if there's something that you find pleasurable, just be with it. Invite it in. Bring your attention to your skin and how it feels where it is touched by the air and where it is touched by your clothing. Notice the differences in temperature. Is your skin greeted by the sun, or are you in the shade? Close your fingers and tighten your hands into fists. Hold your hands closed tightly for a few moments. Now release your grasp. Let go. Open your fingers and relax your hands. Turn your palms up and scoop the air. Can you touch the air with your open palms? The world offers us a symphony of both natural and man-made sounds. Leaving one headphone in and one out, let's take a few moments to listen to the variety of sounds in this place. What's the loudest sound you're noticing? What's the faintest sound? Perhaps you can adjust the volume by tuning into a particular sound, like a radio. How does your breathing blend with the sounds? Tilt your head back slightly and inhale through your nose, like an animal catching a scent. Breathe deeply. What do you smell? Is there anything that stands out as familiar? Does it evoke a memory or an emotion? Try moving your head from side to side, tuning into anything that captures your attention. With your mouth slightly open, inhale through your mouth this time, as if you're sipping the air through a straw. Are there any flavors or tastes that are revealed? Explore the air as it passes over your tongue. What are you noticing? I wonder what the air where you are tastes like. Inhale deeply the oxygen-rich air the plants create. Exhale slowly, giving the plants and trees the carbon dioxide they need. Eyes closed, arms at your side. Turn your palms forward and feel the direction you're facing with your entire body. Imagine your body has a radar, registering the place where you are. Are you drawn to face a particular direction? Turn slowly and carefully until you're facing the direction that somehow feels right to you, the direction your body recognizes as a good way to face. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. But before you do, imagine your eyes are buds beginning to blossom, opening up to see the world for the very first time. Slowly, open your eyes. Let the world reveal itself to you as if you've never seen it before. Imagine for a moment that perhaps what you're seeing is seeing you as well. What are you noticing? Whisper to Mother Earth 3 words that describe what you're noticing. Next, we're going to explore our respective places very slowly, quietly noticing what's in motion. Your mind will probably drift, and that's okay. When it does, gently bring your attention back to what's in motion. Feel free to stop at any time and tune into anything that captures your attention. I'd like to share a quote that illustrates the pace of this invitation. Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Be aware of the contact between your feet and the earth. Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet." If you're participating indoors, try gazing out a window, noticing what's in motion. You're also welcome to focus your gaze on the images from the forest on the screen. Let's begin to wander slowly, noticing what's in motion. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. What are you noticing? Release your thoughts into the air and let the more than human world be your witness.
Kelly, thank you so much for that. I haven't seen it yet, but I know that I'm going to love it when I do, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And I'm wondering if you can share with us how people can connect with you beyond this video.
Absolutely. Yeah. Visit my website. It's natural-wanders.com, natural-wanders.com. And you can connect with me. I'm doing in-person walks and virtual walks. So I hope to either see you on Zoom or see you in person here in the Blue Ridge or the Smoky Mountains.
Nice. I will include links for everybody down in the description below, and just really grateful for your time. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and taking us into the woods.
My pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity.